Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. How are you today? Um, well, I decided to do this little live because I basically want to chat with you guys about what's going on lately, infiltrations and possible repercussions, and just ponder a little bit more on what the hell is going on. Because the more information we have, the more questions we have, and the bigger picture we get of what is really, I guess, depends on your perception, is going on around us, above us, within us, um, in regards to our lives, to their lives, to humanity, and so on. So, kind of a big subject, obviously, but most of all, just to ponder on everything that's going on, and just basically um, take little detours um, in regards to this information and how it relates to us, to the information that we get and how we process it, and the impact it has on us, and what we think about it, how we think about it, and it's all very unclear, I think, for many of us. For some of us, it's very clear. Some of us have a really um, like a very specific idea of what we're doing here, and the path we are taking within our lives, and in regards to the information that we're getting here from the Taigetans. So let me just start anywhere. Let me just say one thing, is that my channel, I'm actually going to redo the introduction to this channel, because the video that I have, it's one that I did just before I came back to New Zealand. I was in Chile. I had just started this channel, and I think the idea of this, it's probably, I think I need to include more information of what this channel is about. So now I just want to explain it to the new people coming in, and how this channel has probably changed since. The idea here is to talk to star seeds that are already very familiar with the Taigetan disclosure. So we don't really go back to the basics. We don't really explain the basics, because it would take the whole video. We basically just start talking from the latest news that we have from Mary, and have a conversation in regards to that. Now, if we take that conversation out of context, for some people, it would seem that we are just so involved in everything that has happened in orbit, and we have no life. For other star seeds, it could look like we are missing, forgetting, or we don't know the basics of it all, or that we don't really take into consideration the more the higher aspects of life, in regards to the for example, we are all one, so we are all in this together, and we are a fragment of source, and we're just experiencing this life, and we have different points of view there are different points of view that we have in regards to this disclosure. And some people, I see it in the comments and in the chats, that they say to us, you're missing out, you're focusing too much on this, and no, we're just having a conversation about this disclosure and about the latest news. So I think it's important for people to realize that this is like just a conversation, and all points of views are welcome. Mm, and it's just that, it's a conversation. So let's get back to it. The latest news from Mary, number, what is it, 61, 62? Let me see, I have it in my title. Number 62, infiltrations. It's bigger than we thought. We were just thinking Taygeta. We have to remember, though, that the Cabal, as we know already, has been wanting for a very long time to invade the Pleiades, the planets in the Pleiades in the M45 star system. And they do it through Taygeta as a stepping stone because they seem to think that Taygeta is a much easier place to enter the Pleiades and invade all the planets there. And now we realize that they've actually done it. They started at least to invade all the other planets. As we know, Mary, after realizing the infiltrations in Taygeta and the High Council and in the high position levels of Taygeta, she obviously recommended to other star races to start checking their own people, their own civilization, and to check whether it has been infiltrated also. So to basically see whether people in high places have connections to the Cabal and have regressive ideas and intentions for their own civilizations. So how I understand this is that these, for example, a total of 802 people, not including the humans that were hiding in all these planets, all these 802 people that were arrested and are now in the Pleiades planet, they have some connection with the Cabal. Now, who these people are, I'm thinking they're a mixture of humans and their own people, from that race. So there is a mixture of people that have been infiltrating in the Pleiades. Because at the beginning, I was just thinking, is it 802 humans that infiltrated here? Cabal? Humans? No, from what I gathered is that, from what I gathered talking to other people actually in the chats, is that apparently there are not just humans that infiltrated that have a connection with the Cabal. It could be Engans, it could be Taygetans, regressive Taygetans, regressive Engans, and so on, that have connections with the Cabal and have infiltrated themselves into high places. Now, here, this conversation can go on and on, so I'm just going to concentrate on some of it and then start going into, a little deviation. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice for some reason. I have no idea why. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice. I haven't said anything all day because I've been on my own doing things. It's odd. Okay, so one of the things. So how all this do we think it's going to affect Earth? Because everything is connected. How is it going to reflect down here? And I actually do not watch the news, so I don't know what the government's doing, what Trump is doing, what the local government here in New Zealand is doing. However, I think there is going to be some nonsense going on. Uh, However, I am aware that the Galactic Federation, especially the regressive one, the ones that we're having problems with, has all this figured out. I mean, they are not stupid. We could say that. Um, they do have complete control of planet Earth. So they do know what they're doing. So even though these infiltrations have been stopped and something is being done about it, I'm sure the Federation has some backup plans to say, okay, if we get exposed, or if we get found out, we can do Plan B, Plan C, Plan D, Plan E. Um, and so basically, we can you can let your imagination run wild here and have an opinion, and that opinion, whatever that is, it's plausible of what the repercussions could be here on Earth, because it's the wild, wild west out there. Everything is happening. Anything can happen. And the news, at least that we're getting from Mary, are old news up there. She's not going to tell us the latest news because they need to be strategic. And they're not going to tell us all the news because they need to be strategic, obviously. So here we can just have a conversation and just provide our opinions, share our opinions, points of views, hypotheses, and um, in the end, our theories in regards to all this. And anything you can think about, it's plausible as an outcome, to be honest. Right now, I'm in the position of thinking, you can say anything and it is plausible. Right now, I cannot say, I don't think that can happen. I don't think that's possible. Right now, no, no, not at all. Um, so, what do we do? Well, we keep doing whatever we are doing within our lives, continue to do that, and just take into consideration that anything can happen. Uh, that we're ready for anything. I think we are, to be honest, because otherwise we wouldn't be here. Especially you who are watching my videos. People who watch my videos, people who come to my channel, are people who are been following the disclosure for a while, who are awake in some ways. To be honest, I can be surprised and realize that maybe not all of us are completely awake. And what's awake anyway? More aware, maybe, of what's going on, of what's really going on. But then what it's really going on depends on your perception. So you see what I'm saying? So new people coming in will just say, what's going on here? What is she talking about? They're not really going to understand. So my point here, and I do have one, is that at the moment anything can happen. I mean, right now I was expecting a different video from Mary, because the short videos come on Wednesday. Here is Thursday, but for the rest of the world it's Wednesday. And we got a short video. And I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? I do ask, and I'm thinking, something going on? She's really busy. Something happened. Obviously, something happened. What happened? Who knows? I just hope they are okay. But obviously, something happened if she didn't make a video the usual videos that we get on Mondays and Tuesdays, right? The Monday ones are in English, and then on Tuesday we get them in Spanish. For those of you who don't know, I also speak Spanish, so I listen to both of them. Now we can all speculate and say, I wonder what's happening. Was it a strategy of why she added this particular video in regards to the Federation and money? Could be. Anything's possible. Now, she does take her time in the videos to go back to the basics, I find. She takes time to explain the basics over and over again. Have you realized that? Not just going to the latest news or a very new subject. She constantly goes back and explains the basics, which I find interesting. So I have a feeling that she may be trying to get to a point where she can finally explain to us something that otherwise we might not be able to understand. Um, Now, the interesting thing is that the teachings in Taygeta, in the Space Academy, are being changed in regards to Earth. Obviously, this made the Galactic Federation very uncomfortable, which, by the way, the Galactic Federation hasn't made any statements or comments in regards to what's been happening. And that's quite fishy because it's quite a big thing. We now, from what Mary tells us, that the infiltrations were basically made by the Federation, the regressive, let's just put that in, the regressive Federation. I was just having a conversation with another starseed, Bitoto, his name is Victor Vargas, in Somos La Fuente, in a Spanish channel. We were talking about this, and we were pondering, that this Federation, Galactic Federation, we are kind of starting to question it. Did it start with a positive idea, to take care of the planets in evolution? Was it the beginnings of the Galactic Federation a positive one? But then again, a positive from whose point of view? Lyrian point of view? Ulma point of view? Reptile point of view? Andromedan point of view? From whose? Andromedan and Arcturian and reptiles, right? So we were questioning it, and I'm thinking, I'm like questioning everything, to be honest. And when you start questioning everything, and when you start just accepting all opinions, all hypotheses, and just saying, everything is plausible, it's the time when you go back to philosophic conversations, to maybe perceive some order and position to, or a perception, specific perception of what you are looking at. So you start getting philosophical, Oh, I came here to have an experience. So anything goes. Oh, we're all one. So at the end, who's Andromedan, who's a reptile, who's regressive, who's not? Who cares? We're all one, right? We start getting philosophical. But to me, that's boring. Because if we start getting philosophical to we're all one, well, let's go back to the ether and play the harp for eternity. How boring. So I like to stay here in the physical aspects that I am living at the moment as a human, as Elizabeth living on in New Zealand, having to go and buy my groceries once or twice a week. Twice a week, 3 times a week, because I don't have a car, and to carry groceries, it's too heavy, and I have to go up a hill, so I have to make 2 trips, 3 trips. You know, from that point of view. So you have duality, and you have opinions, and your opinion sometimes changes in how you perceive the world at that moment. So if you're annoyed, um, you have different opinions to when you're just really happy with yourself, right? Um, the world is not enough. I've heard that in the James Bond movie. And I'm like, right, the world is not enough. That's Galactic Federation, everyone. The world is not enough. Um, they say that's Cabal saying it, but who controls the Cabal? The Galactic Federation. I'm sorry, the Regressive Galactic Federation. I say that sarcastically because right now I'm kind of doubting the whole Galactic Federation. Um, and then Mary comes along with this video and explaining, a short video in regards to the Galactic Federation. That at the end, the Galactic Federation is managing this Earth so you can have an experience. I'm like, wait a minute. Now I'm confused. And then someone comes along and says, well, they're all true. Oh my God. Ah, the world is not enough. Well, most certainly, the world is not enough. For them anyway. I mean, the regressive, one of the questions that Mary had was, the regressive Taygetans, and they were promised what? What could they possibly want that they don't already have outside Earth? Money? They don't need money outside Earth, so they want money. Power? Power over what in the Pleiades? They can do whatever they want, they can study whatever they want, they can go wherever they want, they can talk to whoever they want, they can be whatever they want, except be obviously regressive. So they wanted to be regressive. So they offered them regressive, a regressive, how can I say this? They were offered a playground for them to be regressive, right? I mean, what could they possibly want to go against their own people? So then, you start thinking, okay, so maybe these Taygetans spent too much time with Earth and their frequency changed and they had a taste for, I don't know, being powerful over other people and they liked it. Or they just got angry. They just started being regressive because of the association with the Cabal on Earth. Really? I mean, I've been here 50 years and I'm not getting regressive. I think I'm getting nicer. Because when I was 20, 30 years old, I was so manipulated by by the but the matrix 3D that maybe you could call me regressive. I'm not getting regressive. So how can I take it and get regressive? Coming from a very advanced civilization where they have it all. And then they come here and they turn and become regressive. I don't know. I just can't. I don't. Am I missing something? I don't see how that's possible. Do you? Can you see it possible? I'm like, you have everything. I mean, really? There's something else going on. Something maybe that happened, like it happened in the Toleka and the Sariclea, that they being so close to Earth, the regressive, the low frequency started affecting them, and they were easy target to be manipulated through the astral, right? So these regressive Taygetans, is that what happened to them? Who knows? So I'm just pondering, I'm just thinking. So I go from one subject to another, and I've come to the point where I'm like, just when you find yourself, you're just looking at this fly that it's in your room, and you just go from one place to another, and you're looking at it and thinking, huh, and you ponder your existence. That's where I'm at. Uh, it's a weird feeling. Just gonna say hello, just to see. How are you, Lula Star? How are you? You always find the English live streams, except and not the Spanish one. I know. Sound and image. Okay, thank you very much. Robert, Australia. Hello, how are you? Marvin, hi. I just passing to salute you. Thank you. Hello, how are you? You're going to work. Have a good day. Enjoy. I hope. John Wiley. Hello, how are you? Exactly, Lula Star. We don't know how many more infiltrations there are. There are many, many, many more, I'm sure. Uh, and how long has this been going on? Oh my God. Who knows? For a long time, apparently. Lula Star thinks that it's probably several thousand. Yeah. Lula Star says, yesterday they uploaded a video from Wednesday. Exactly. Did something happen to them again? Exactly. That's what I'm asking myself. I hope they're okay. Mary is probably really busy, but I have a feeling, could be really wrong. I don't know. Something obviously happened. Something obviously happened. And can they tell us? Who knows? They're probably going to tell us next month. We're always the last ones to know. Yes, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's true. It's annoying. Yes, it is annoying. You know, to be honest, I want to know the latest news. I want to know what Mary's thinking, but what she's thinking right now. And I want to know what Mary's doing right now. And I want to know what Captain Gorel is doing right now. And what he's thinking right now. And I don't want to have the news next month. It's true. It's how I feel. I know, I know. A lot of people are going to say, you have to let Mary and Captain Goriel and everyone do their own thing, and they have to be strategic. And yeah, I know. But from my point of view, from the person that I think I feel I am, I have this really, really strong want and desire to know exactly what's going on from Mary and Captain Gorell's point of view, what they're doing. That's just me. It will be difficult to know and to be in that position, obviously. But yes, I want to be in that position. And Lula Starash says, will they upload another Wednesday video tomorrow? Yes, they will. They will upload another Wednesday video tomorrow. I'm sure of it. If that happens, please don't be angry, Ellie. It's too late. I am already angry. Oh, yes, exactly. For that reason, the federation will continue to exist. Exactly, because if we want to be in the ether playing the harp for eternity, it's going to be boring. So we do want some action. And where do we go to get some action? Well, we can go to any planet that has the holistic society, and I'm sure we have some action there, you know. But then that maybe gets boring, and people really want some really crazy action, like Earth. And then, we start making videos like these. And we start complaining about the videos from Wednesday. Wednesday. And this is the action that we get. Funny, isn't it? We are living in the middle of the action. We are living the life that we wanted to live because we were bored out of our mind playing the harp in the ether. Cheers. This is water, by the way. Could be vodka, could be gin. No one will know. Yes. Yes, it's all about power, isn't Lula Star? Yeah, power and money. That's what they want, power and money. So they can enjoy, have some fun here, and then go back home. And then we come here as humans and we just, we are completely unaware of it. And we just live the consequences of their actions. Isn't it wild that this, well, many situations, but this specific situation, for example, where sometimes we might feel powerless because we have this federation, this entity, let's call it an entity, that has a complete hold on the planet. And ultimately, of our lives, some would say, oh, no, 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 you have your own control. You have control of your own life. Yeah, yeah, I know. But when I go to the supermarket and pay for bread, I have to have the money to pay for it. And if my frequency doesn't match the income that I need to pay for that bread, guess what? You kind of go hungry. I'm not saying that I'm going hungry. Thank God I am not. But you know what I mean. And who has power over the price of bread, for example? Well, one person will say federation at the end, and someone else will say, well, it's you. It's your frequency. It's a frequency match, isn't it? I mean, whether you have the money or not to pay for that bread, it has to match your frequency. If you don't have the money, well, that's the frequency that you have. You have the frequency of not having enough money to pay for bread. I'm using just a plain example that we can all relate to. It's easy to relate to. And then we say, well, so then what's the point of having a conversation in regards to the federation? Well, you just basically choose the conversation you want to join in, that it's most fun for you or that is most relevant for you, isn't it? I'm thinking out loud here and going on a tandem and looking at this from different points of views because, we don't have any news for Mary. So here I am, just having a conversation. um, Jaime says, after a few sips, we will notice it. It's true. It's true. I don't know why I'm losing my voice. It's water, really, it is. I'm unable to metabolize alcohol, so I actually cannot drink it. I used to be able to drink it. Now I cannot. Not even a drop. Um, which is fine because doesn't bother me at all. Ah, so let's see. What else can we talk about? Um, let's let's just ponder different ideas here. Someone was saying, what was the whole point of the federation when it started? Who knows? I mean, your guess is as good as mine. Someone said, well, apparently it was started by the Andromedans, the Arcturians, right? Something like that. I cannot remember anymore. But anyway, the Andromedans and the Arcturians at the moment are the ones that are, the main characters here of the Federation. We can call it the Regressive Federation, the Atortans, right? And someone was saying, well, they probably wanted to invade the Pleiades because Lyrians for them, because they're not Lyrian, are very, they are all over the place. Because apparently Andromedan, they're very order. They like order, like Arcturians. They're not emotional. And Lyrians are emotional. And for them, maybe we're all over the place. So they want some order because that's how they feel it's better. It's more I don't know. Uh, it's better. It's uh, it's harmonious. I don't know. So they want to impose their point of view on the Lyrians who are emotional and all over the place as far as they are concerned. So that's why they want to infiltrate and have power over the Lyrians somehow. And I felt that sounds like a good idea. I can see that happening, right? Could happen, that could be. I found that quite logical in some ways. Creepy and weird and crazy because it would mean that the philosophy of the Arcturians and Andromedan is pretty shady and twisted, wanting to manipulate how other races perceive life. I mean, really? So I'm like, see, I'm trying from my limited point of view as a human, trying to comprehend what could possibly be going on out there. Only, almost only with the information that we get from the Tagetan disclosure, because I don't actually follow any other disclosure or any other person that has an opinion in regards to this or is giving information, apart from maybe the information that I have subconsciously that comes surfaces into my consciousness, and then I, you know, are able to interpret and apply it. It's weird. I know. Lula Star is. Mm. And so, also, another thing that Mary was saying that this, I, this is from the New Age people movement, that this that you hear they want to implement the world order, the one world, the um, the money, the electronic um, currency, and everything they want to implement. Well, yeah, I guess it's just one more manipulation, one type of control in a society they obviously want to change from the one that we perceived previously. I think that the society that we lived in previously, I'm 50. So when I was 20 or 10 years old, the society I was perceiving was very different from the one I'm perceiving now. So they are obviously doing like a little reset and trying to guide the society into something that I know I will not be a part of. Because for the time that I have left on this earth, and I do know how long I have left, I'm not going to be able to experience it. But I think they are taking the society to a new society as such, where they can implement um, ways of living that people are unaware of, because the what they've implemented in the past, it's not working anymore. So for them to implement something new, they have to change the perception of society. So they have to do a little reset so they can start playing, they can keep playing the game. Uh, and for them to do that, they have to change the type of society it is. Because the type of society that you and I live in has specific ways, has specific manipulations in place. You cannot use the same manipulation in a different society because it doesn't work. So you have to change the society itself for you to change the manipulation. that you're going to use against the people. See what I'm saying? So that's why they need to do these little resets. Society that was in the 70s is not the society we're living now. Certainly not. So the manipulations they're doing now, the world order, the electronic currency, and whatever they have, the 15 minutes cities, and so on, the genders, blah, blah. Those are manipulations for this new society, this new civilizations. And goodness knows what other resets they have planned. So the manipulation they use, what they implement, has to be for a certain society. So they have to change society and then implement whatever they want to implement. So they can have the same result, which is for you to suffer, for you to not know who's controlling them, and for you to be unaware that you're being controlled. So the fear, the control that they will impose on this new society will be different in the way that they did it in the past. We can see it now. I am so glad right now that we do not live very long. 100. Oh, that's kind of the limit. 90. 90, 100. Yeah, I'm not going to be 90. I'll be gone. Oh, God. Uh, yeah, I don't like this new society. I do not like it. I have the contrast of having and felt and see the the way I felt freedom maybe in the 70s, 80s, 90s is not anymore. I don't have that freedom anymore. Then again, in the freedom that I had in the 80s were not the same freedom that people had in the 30s. Someone could, my grandparents would say to me, "Oh no, you're not free anymore. Not like the old days." Yeah, certainly. But I have the contrast. The new people now, the kids now, have no experience. So they are unable to contrast their life now to a previous life which they never had. So this is it. For them, this is whatever freedom they see, that's the ultimate freedom. But for us, it's not freedom at all. And also, I think that that heaviness on us, that restriction that starts to um, be felt by us because we can see the contrast. That's why we start to age, because it's just too much. The children nowadays, they think they have a lot of freedom. The gender equality, neutral gender. Yay, freedom. We have freedom. Oh my God. That's okay. You can have your experience like I had my experience. And maybe at 40 years old, they're going to come across a disclosure and say, "Oh, we were being manipulated. We do not have that freedom anymore that we had in the 2020s, in the 20s, in the 30s." And the story repeats itself. Philosophical, see? When we are unable to explain something and just we are in a in a like a crossroads, and we're just a little confused, we get philosophical. and the wheel turns, and then you die, and then you reincarnate again, and that's, an experience of the soul. Correct? Same old, same old. Oh, okay. Lula Stars is talking about um, the contact. She says current info. That would in regards to getting information from the Tegedans, of what is happening right now. She says current info. That would only happen if you had face-to-face contact. Yeah, or muon technology. The entire internet belongs to the Federation. It is their artificial intelligence. Yes. So they couldn't tell you anything, even through chat. I feel that this is why the CIC does not have talks with information disclosure with Robert and Gosha. Most probably. Yes, I can see that. Certainly. Most certainly. Yes. To be honest, in some ways, I don't know how you guys feel. Everyone feels different, obviously. But this is how I feel. I don't know if it annoys me because because I feel like I've had access to the information that I want. I feel like I'm entitled to having access to. I know this sounds like might sound ridiculous to many of you. It's okay. Just don't put it in the comments. Don't be mean. Um, Sometimes I feel like I'm entitled to the information, to the latest information, especially from the military, especially from the military. I feel like I'm entitled, not entitled, but I should um, be kept informed. And obviously, I can see that it's not possible. I mean, I am just Elizabeth, a human being down here. I understand that, obviously. You don't have to explain it in the comments. Um, uh, but that's why I have this channel, and that's why I have these conversations, and why I love the conversations and talking about the latest happenings in Tegeta and what Mary's saying and what the military is doing. It's because deep inside, I feel like I need to be informed of all this. Why? What type of position I have outside? I don't know. Obviously, something in regards to the military. Who knows? Or maybe not. Maybe I'm delusional. Um, but I feel entitled. I feel not as a brat, but I've always felt like they need to tell me this. I mean, tell me what the hell is going on. Um, so I've been fascinated with the news. And when CIC started talking to us, I thought this is fantastic. And when we got the report from Captain Gorel, and I was just, this is it. This is where I need to be to be informed. And I guess this is my way of communicating back to whoever has any interest in hearing me. I mean, to the people in orbit. Who they are, no idea. In all honesty, I don't know. I cannot tell you, no, I remember. I have a deep feeling in regards to some things, which I'm going to keep to myself because that might get me into trouble. But I do have some convictions in regards to uh, being in the know of what's going on. And maybe, uh, ah, obviously there is a reason of why I'm here. And sometimes I wonder, oh God, I do hope of the reason that I'm here and what I'm supposed to be doing, it's being done. I'm doing it. It's working. I am being successful. Sometimes I feel like I am a complete flop. Like um, sometimes I feel like a complete failure, in all honesty. Other times I feel like, yeah, I think I'm doing it. I'm doing well. There is a reason to this madness, I think. And I think I'm not the only one who feels like this. I'm thinking that many of you also have this deep feeling of something that, maybe you feel like you need to know what's going on. Someone needs to tell you that you feel you have a specific position out there in orbit, that you are in immersion. I'm talking about people who are in immersion. Oh my God. Mm. Jaime says, we wish it will be revealed to you. Yes, me too. Oh, yes. I wonder where Jassy is. I wonder where Athena is. Lulu Star says, it's understandable, but I don't believe for a second that it's because you're only human, but because there aren't means to do it, any means to do it. Yeah, I was thinking about that. And it's exasperating. It's annoying. Um, yeah, I wonder if the plans are constantly being updated from the aspect of what they can and cannot do, because they do have a lot of restrictions from the federation. Um, so it's understandable. Thank you, Jaime. That's appreciated. Thank you. And so, what else, guys? I've been talking for an hour, so I think that's basically it. It's just a conversation for. Um, I think, to be honest, I think these types of conversations are mm, the conversations that many of us, many of you who are watching, are wanting to have. Maybe not just with me, maybe with other star seeds, other people that are in the know of what's going on. And I believe that sharing these thoughts, points of views, these likes and dislikes, and your position, um, whether you say I feel entitled to something for some reason, I think it helps us all to feel like we're not delusional in some way. I think some people, I don't think I'm delusional. I don't think I need that reassurance that I am not crazy. I think I'm past it. definitely past it. Um, I'm sure of what I'm doing. I'm sure of who I am. I'm sure of this disclosure. Uh, I feel comfortable in it. I understand it. Um, I have a deep feeling about it. I feel I know who I am here, who I am up there. And I feel I have uh, a genuine and a sane, because everyone else might think this is insane, a sane, uh, sane, how can I say this? We have our reasons, and they are valid, and they are real, and they are serious. Um, Even though I smile a lot and I laugh and I have a lot of humor in this, and I am sarcastic and I have my dark humor, which I hope the CIC and the Tibetans understand it. It might be difficult for them. But for me, this is serious. Uh, this is a part of my life, and I think of yours as well. That is important, maybe more important than the one we are living in the matrix. Even though the life that we are living in the matrix is just as important as any other life anywhere else in the planet, in another planet. Mm. So the reasons for this video is to share that this is important, that the conversation is important, that our point of views, our feelings of entitlements, our feelings of needing to be and to be heard and to have an opinion and to have a connection and to have contact, whether it's contact from another star seed or a contact from a race in orbit, a contact from the Federation, is um, a genuine feeling, and it's a serious one in many levels, and it's important. I see it as such, and I like to share it because in this matrix, uh, they want you to think it's not important and it doesn't exist. And we're being invaded, not only invaded with the new age ridiculousness that's going on out there, but also with invasive mental manipulations. Many of our thoughts may not be our thoughts, and we are guided to be maybe not certain of what we feel and not have an opinion and not speak up and not feel that we have the freedom to say, uh, I want the contact. I want to talk about this. I want to share that this is how I feel, and this is my opinion, and this is what I think. And maybe I cannot prove it in a way that others uh, can agree with you and say, okay, you have proof. No, we don't need to prove anything. If you feel it, you feel it. That's it. So one of the manipulations here is for you not to have feelings, not to listen to them, let alone your intuition. Forget about telepathy because they want you quiet and not to say anything. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, forget it. It doesn't exist in this matrix. So we do have a pressure to be kept quiet and to not say certain things and share certain things, especially in public like this, because we are at the mercy of the matrix, which is quite large, um, to laugh, to disregard, and to really attack you in many different ways. And I think I've come to the position and the uh, I think I've come to a position in my life and in a I feel this security within myself that it doesn't matter what people say, what the society has as an opinion in regards to what we're talking about. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Irrelevant in the sense that I'm not going to be quiet. I am going to share what I feel. I am going to share my opinions. I am going to say what I feel is something that helps someone else or that it needs to be said. I am obviously careful. I'm not going to say something that I think will hurt someone. No, that will never be my intention. It will go against everything that I am. I mean, we are here to be a different frequency uh, to the one that everyone is experiencing. Um, so I'm sure of my position, and this is my way of having this channel and having these type of conversations to take a stand in some way and to say that you know mm, mm, well, this is important. I see a lot of new age manipulation within Sarsids who are trying to find a way where they do not want to what they would perceive as they don't want to rock the boat, as they say, just in case something happens. What's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen. And I see this fear in them, and it is masked as trying to be happy, trying to maintain a high frequency and have this faith that that is what is happening. It's what's going to happen, what's supposed to be happening, and that what they're telling us, what Marie is telling us, is we have to have faith that everything is working out and they are doing their best. Yes, they are doing their best, but we do have an opinion. And I see that many people, maybe they are infiltrating the chats, obviously, and they're doing it in a way that they want to keep everyone quiet. Don't say that because it's a negative frequency. Um, don't say that because it can affect what they're doing in their orbit. Just wait until we have more information instead of having an opinion. Why? I've always had an opinion, whether it's here or within my family or within society. My cousin comes and tells me something, and I have an opinion. You know, why wouldn't I have an opinion here? You can have an opinion. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But for some reason, I mean, and I think this is the new age um, weapon, is to It's for you not to have an opinion as a mask and using the mask of trying to be love and light, have a keep a high frequency, don't dwell on the negative. I'm not dwelling on the negative, but negative and positive will always be there. And if I don't look at what I don't like, how will I know what I do like? Now, whether we concentrate on the negative, well, that's going to be a problem, obviously. But when you have a conversation, for you to have a conversation, you need to look at both sides, or else there's nothing there to talk about. In fact, you wouldn't be here physically if there weren't positive and negative. And if you were not looking at the negative and the positive, both sides all the time, you wouldn't be physical here as a human being, physical. You would be in the ether there playing the harp and being all one. See what I'm saying here? That the new age is weaponizing the opinions of what you can have, the conversations that you can have, and making it look like you're concentrating on bad things. You're rocking the boat. You're not doing you're not being love and light. And they want you ignorant. They don't want you to think. They don't want, because for you to have an opinion and to say something about something, you need to think. And for you to think, you need to look at the information that you have within you. And then you start looking at your intuition and any telepathy that you may have. And you have to start learning about yourself, who you are, what you think, what your values are, your morals, your ethics, for you to have an opinion. So you need to be someone who constantly keeps expanding your consciousness for you to have an opinion, or else you won't have an opinion. And that's what the New Age movement wants, for you not to have an opinion, let alone have a conversation. Hence why I do these lives, hence why that's the whole reason of why I have my channel in Spanish and in English. The New Age and the Matrix wants you to be a computer, an organic computer, just like a computer, but organic. We are organic. They want you to be a computer, just to input information and for you to then behave in regards to that information that they give you, whatever that is. So you react. You just, whoa, do this, do that, in regards to that information. And for you not to think. And I'm always going to be saying this because I constantly see it over and over and over again in the chats and the comments, and I just watch and I'm like, yeah. For some reason, we want, you cannot impose on others your point of view or perception. You just cannot do it. That's equivalent of being here in the matrix. That's the same thing. You just bring in the matrix with you. You're not expanding. You're not evolving. You're not thinking. You're not being. You're not living. You just become a machine. Freedom of expression. Mark Harrison, hello, how are you? Thank you guys for the conversation. Marvin, you're at work. How are you? Jaime Covita says, yes, they use respect to silence us. Yeah, it's true. Exactly. They use so many tactics for you to be quiet and not say something. Yeah, respect. I think they twist everything in the Matrix, in the New Age. They twist everything. Sometimes they use, they need to have respect for others. And so you have to be silent. Obviously, you have to um, be respectful of not saying something that could harm someone, obviously. You know, um, but I think everything is being used against us, certainly. For example, feminism. Feminism, in some ways, it had a good start because, women were oppressed. Most certainly, it is obvious. But then it was weaponized, obviously, and used against us. So now, then, men are against women and women are against men, and it is a constant fight. It's ridiculous. Instead of um, trying to understand each other because we're so different, uh, they so what they are doing now, instead of accepting everyone, they want everyone to be neutral gender. It makes no sense, out of respect, because we're all one. That's new age. I want to say naughty words. Um, that's one of the things I keep in my channel. I do not swear in my channel, but sometimes I just don't have the words. it's, it's just new age nonsense. Um, so they definitely weaponize absolutely everything. And well, now that we are aware of it, we can see it a mile away and we can point it out. Most certainly, I will always point it out. Okay. Okay, guys. I think that's it. I have to go. Thank you so much for the conversation. Thank you for keeping me company. Um, if you want to say something, say it in the comments. Yeah, if you want to say it, say it. Express whatever you want to express. Obviously, I always have to say this. No extremes, there's no swearing, no, don't be mean. And just in case you're unsure, and I think you're mean, I will just delete your comment. But that hasn't happened yet, actually. I think we all know what are extremes and what swearing is and so on. But obviously, there is always someone out there that wants to be annoying. So definitely, yeah, you want to say something. You want to express it. It's what I do. I think it's the best way. I think it should be that way, or else we just succumb to the um, the regressive federation's weapon of keeping you quiet. and docile, like a little bunny. So then you can be eaten. I am no bunny. Neither are you. Okay, so I better go. Take care of yourself. Have fun. Enjoy life. Have a conversation. Have an opinion. Don't worry about it. And we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully, we will have news from Mary and we will not keep having short videos. Oh, we love you. We love you very much. Thank you, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.